This live broadcast of Wayne Finger Lakes High School basketball is brought to you thanks to the support from Generations Bank, Little John Orthodontics, Bill Cram Chevrolet, Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, It's a Wonderful Run 5K, Finger Lakes Construction, Red's Place, Ferrara Lumber, Jimmer's Auto and Stever's Garage, Penny's Place Restaurant, the Seneca Falls Country Club, the Omen Theater, FingerLakes1.com, Digital Marketing, and Aflac Supplemental Insurance.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome live inside Arthur L. Baker Gymnasium in Seneca Falls, New York, for a good old-fashioned Finger Lakes East rivalry game between the Newark Reds and the Mynderse Academy Blue Devils. It's a matchup of the 2016 Section 5 Class B champs and Finger Lakes East champs against the 2017 Class B and Section 5 Class B and Finger Lakes East champs, Mynderse. And every time these guys get together, it's quite a game. So glad you could be with us. Jim Sinicropi sitting alongside Mike Alessio for FingerLakes1.com. And Mike, we were here a couple nights ago for Mynderse versus Wayne. A low-scoring game that Wayne won. Mynderse' second loss in a row after starting out 10-0. Newark also coming off 2 straight losses, and this is kind of unfamiliar territory for these two schools. Yeah, we'll have to see. The game can go a number of different ways, but similar to the way it really came out, nothing like we thought the Wayne-Mynderse game was going to turn out to be. So, you know, Mynderse it could come out hungry, could come out flat. Certainly, Coach Korzeniewski wants them to come out hungry and get things back on track. Newark, I think they're just trying to, maintain a great tradition Newark basketball has. It's a struggling year. It's a totally different team than they had last year. That faced off Mynderse in the finals and had a great year too. Beat Mynderse for their only loss going into the postseason. So they still have a talented team. Taylor Clemens. He's a great player. He's a big player. So, and we'll see. I think Coach Korzeniewski, I'm assuming, will have made some adjustments off of the 2 straight losses and after the Wayne loss. For sure. The Wayne game, they shot 2 of 29 from three-point range. Yeah, and I think that'll be the main adjustment. I don't expect them to shoot that bad again tonight. Well, it would be hard to do, and even those 2 that they made were in the course of about 10 seconds and late in the game. Yep. So. Any team, not just Mynderse, you have to have a balance. You have to, you got to be able to go inside out. So here's another big change for this Newark program. Coach Bob Havrilla, coach of the 2010 and 2016 sectional champion Newark Reds, now coaching JVs. Henry Caparis taking over the reins of varsity in his first year, and it's been a bit of a rough ride. They traditionally schedule tough, so it's not uncommon to find them with some losses early in the season, but they stand at 4-7 now as we head towards the second half of January. 3-3 in the league and tied for 4th. Yeah, it's new territory for Newark, as of late. But these things happen. You can't have those years every year. They're coming off of 2 losses. The one that was more surprising to me was getting crushed by Penyan. A couple of weeks ago, or last week rather. So, the Wayne's good. Wayne beat him by 16. So, it's a tough. That's there are 3 losses
matchup
against the 3 teams ahead of them in the loss column. Mynderse got them the first time they met on December 9th, 68-60 in Newark. The first time Mynderse has won in Newark in 6 years. Going back to last year, they split in Newark won 50-42. In Newark, Mynderse won. I'm sorry. Mynderse won 68-60 here in Arthur L. Baker last year. Earlier this year, the final score was 55-48 in a game that you saw in Finger Lakes 1, and that was the first time Mynderse had won in 6 years in Newark. And then, of course, the big meeting between these 2 teams last year happened in the Blue Cross Arena on March 6th. So Mynderse won 50-30. To win the Class B title. And it was a second straight year that we had an all Finger Lakes East title in Class B. So whenever we see these top teams in the Finger Lakes East get together like this, you might be looking at a preview of a sectional final as well.
You very well could be. So, this is a big game, bigger game maybe for Mynderse coming off of those
2 losses after going undefeated. In that game last year in the finals, Mynderse was peaking at the right time. I don't know. They really stepped up in that game in the Blue Cross Arena.
So, for those of you that haven't seen Mynderse yet, also a first-year head coach, and Coach Kevin Korzaneski. He had been on the bench for varsity before when he was at Waterloo. But Mynderse, these kids on Mynderse now have had 3 different coaches in the span of less than a year at this point. Nick Ciotti stepped down late in the season. Now he's sitting with us in the broadcast booth occasionally here on Finger Lakes 1.
Gets to give it back a little bit now instead of having to take it.
And, of course, Coach Prain, Pat Prain, member of that 92 state championship team for Mynderse, navigated that team through the sectionals and to the title, and now he'll be the assistant. He's still on the bench, and there's a look at Coach Korzaneski right there. So also a member of that 1992 state title team here at Mynderse. And interestingly enough, the Mynderse varsity girls now playing in Newark tonight, coached by Jerry Anderson, assistant coach Matt Verkey, both members of the 92 state championship
They need to get
team.
Billy Grant on this staff somehow so we'd have all 5.
We will see Billy Grant's nephew, Jake Robinson, in the starting lineup for Mynderse. So, that 92 team well accounted for here at Mynderse still, what would it be, 25 years later, right?
Yeah, doesn't seem like it. And there's not a lot, even though there were some actual coaching changes, personnel changes, not a lot of philosophy changes. It's pretty much the same kids and the same style that's been coming up all along. So, Mynderse wants to run. It hasn't been pressing that much.
Normally, Newark style, too, is press full court. But I heard, Mike, that they might it'll be interesting to see, given the way Mynderse performed against that Wayne 2-3 matchup zone, if Newark doesn't try to zone Mynderse.
Well, you don't need to blaze your own trails. If it worked last week, and if I was Coach Caparis, then I would make Mynderse prove to me that they can shoot, and that was just one bad game. Yeah. And they have shot well before, but there's a reason to be a good 3-point shooting percentage is 30%, 35%. If you get the ball down low, you get a lot better percentage of making that basket.
So we talked off the top about Taylor Clements. This would be his 5th year on varsity, he's been much maligned. I guess he hasn't been in the starting lineup the past 2 games for Newark. But here's a kid who's a sectional champ. Had a great game in the semifinals last year in Class B when they beat Livonia. Yeah. Has had some big games. Probably the biggest game in his career came against Pelmac last year when he had 33 points and 15 rebounds. Got on Sports Center earlier this year, making a full court shot as a top 10. So, now in his senior campaign, I guess a lot of people may have expected more consistent production, but he's had quite a career. And just this week, he announced he will be going to Monroe Community College to play basketball, and that's one of the better junior college programs in the country.
Yeah, it's...
Here it is, Mike, the Sports Center top 10. It was number 3 way back in early December.
Big lefty,
left-handed, there you go.
I was surprised there wasn't a lot of excitement. I watched the end of it when they went to the bench. They just got into their timeout like nothing had happened. So, you got to remember, a kid that big, when he's that young, it can almost work against you to have such high expectations. You don't know how a young kid at that age, 12, 13, is going to react to all the attention and all those expectations. So he's a great player,
He sure is.
And he's got a soft touch. I think people would have liked to see him, and maybe the coaches come down on him a little bit, but maybe not being as aggressive as they would like to see. But there's probably a lot more going on in the scenes than what we see on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Sure. Well, he's out there at center court right now as one of the captains with referees Al Drescher and Steve Call, who'll be calling the game tonight. And that Canandaigua game that we just saw was the opener for Newark. They lost 58-52. Mynderse also lost in double overtime on Monday night at Canandaigua, a Class A1 school. Then Newark followed that up with losses at Jamesville DeWitt, Webster Thomas, and then Mynderse back on December 8th. And then it seemed like they were getting things on track with wins over Geneva, Pelmac, and Mid Lakes. Then every year they go to Elmira, play a holiday tournament. They split there between Elmira and Notre Dame. They lost that one. They won against Mansfield, PA. But where things got a little concerning was on January 9th when they lost 61-36 to Penn Yan. And now we know Penn Yan is a great senior-laden team led by Dylan Stape and Desmond Batten this year. Despite their loss to to Mid Lakes.
Yeah, the other night. Who just lost to Waterloo.
He's still contending for the Finger Lakes East, but it was the margin of victory, I think, that was really surprising, especially when you consider that game was at home. And then they follow that up traveling to Wayne and losing by 16. So they'll try to right the ship tonight, as will Mynderse.
Yeah, it can. They're a talented squad. The top 4 teams are tough teams. So the Mynderse plays like they did against Wayne, shooting like that. Anybody can beat it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's what they've been talking about. And anytime you have a kid like Clemens, that big and that talented, anything can happen.
So we're about ready to get underway. Looks like we might have a national anthem coming up, which we'll step aside for 60 seconds. Got a few other games tonight on the boys' side of things. Penn Yan at Pelmac, Romulus at Whitman, East Rochester at Clyde, a big game in Wayne County, Gananda at North Rose Wolcott, Red Creek at Lyons, and Williamson at Sodus. There's the full slate of games on the boys' side tonight. For the girls, Mynderse girls at Newark, Dundee at South Seneca. South Seneca girls playing better. HAC at Red Jacket, Geneva at Wayne, Waterloo at Mid Lakes. Mid Lakes undefeated still, number 1 in our power rankings. Pelmac at Penn Yan, Naples at Romulus, and Red Creek at North Rose Wolcott. And right here it's Mynderse Newark. It's always great when these two teams get together. We're going to step aside for the anthem. When we get back in 60 seconds, it'll be just about time for tip. You are you're watching Wayne Finger Lakes High School basketball on FingerLakes1.com.
Federal loans not enough to cover the cost of your college education? The private student loan available through Generations Bank can be the answer to your funding needs. Learn more online at mygenbank.com or call 315-568-5855. Generations Bank, with locations in Auburn, Farmington, Geneva Phelps, Seneca Falls, Union Springs, and Waterloo. Be sure to check out their mobile banking app or visit them online at mygenbank.com. Dr. Littlejohn and his outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal: to ensure the overall wellness of each patient through their orthodontic care. They utilize the latest technological advances in the orthodontic industry, including digital scanning and Invisalign. Dr. Rod Littlejohn is proud to support our area high school athletes. Check out their website at littlejohnortho.com. Bill Cram Chevrolet on Route 5 and 20 between Seneca Falls and Waterloo, where your car buying is fast, fun, and easy. Mention you saw them on FingerLakes1.com and receive a $250 credit to use towards the purchase of any new or used vehicle. Browse their inventory at BillCramChevrolet.com or stop in and see why you'll save plenty on 5 and 20 with Bill Cram Chevrolet.
And welcome back, everybody. Jim Sinicropi, Mike Alessio in the northeast corner of Arthur L. Baker Gymnasium. Real difficult doing games from this gym for us, Mike, both technically and from the perspective we get as announcers. But what a great venue for high school basketball.
And a good, as we were speaking off camera, good crowd tonight. Mynderse crowd has been pretty solid all year, and Newark's looked like they're traveling pretty well.
As we get the starting lineups here for both teams. That's Alejandro Caraballo.
Alex Caraballo.
Getting the start tonight. Logan Moynihan 6'2" senior. Terry Anglin, a 6-foot senior. And Marcel Green D'Souza, one of the quicker kids you'll see, still just a sophomore. At 5'7", 150.
Solid.
And then there he is back in the starting lineup. The big treat, Taylor Clements, 6'7", 203. I should also note the first time around, Mynderse had to contend with DeAndre Saunders, who's no longer on the team. Guess said he wasn't having fun, which was really disappointing to the Newark folks because they had to petition to get him an additional year. But he brought a lot of talent to the squad, but no longer with the team. And now for Mynderse, it'll be Kellen Kerher, 5'9" senior, Quentin Battle, the 5'11" senior guard, Devin Anderson, 5'10" senior, Hunter Haas, been great for this team so far this year at power forward at 6'1", and then Jake Robinson, as we mentioned, the nephew of Billy Grant from the 1992 state champs, 6'4", 200. So,
and he had a heck of a game against Wayne. It was one shining moment, I think, for the Mynderse team.
Yeah, he sure did. 9 points in the fourth quarter. Brought him back. Mynderse had a pair of three-pointers at the buzzer that would have tied it and sent it to overtime that missed the mark, as most of their three-point shots did on Wednesday night. And Wayne escaped with a big win. And now Mynderse will have to go back to Wayne on February 6th, I believe. And by that time, Wayne should have Braden Zanelovic back. And be even stronger. But on the bright side for Mynderse, I think they shot 2 for 29 from the three-point range and only lost by 3. So, of course, Wayne had some foul trouble too.
They did.
It was a pretty decent defensive game, you know. Sometimes you just got to give credit to the defense. Well, hey, ball's in the air here tonight. Mynderse Newark, and it's Quentin Battle taking it straight to the hole, and referee Steve Call makes the first call of the night. And then it's a foul. I'm waiting to see him post it. That will be Marcel Green D'Souza. And Quentin Battle steps to the line. The lefty hits the first. And Quentin hit the 2 of the 29 three-pointers. He hit fourth quarter. Also hit 2 of 3 free throws late in that game as Mynderse clawed their way back from a 12-point deficit.
Those 2 pointers I think were back-to-back.
And Jake Robinson fronts Clements, and now it's Moynihan missing a 3. Clements with the offensive rebound, spins.
So fade away.
The kiss no good, and Hunter Haas with the rebound, outlets to Kerher. Pushes it up ahead to Robinson. Can't finish. Devin Anderson, though, the big rebound. Bounce pass to Robinson, misses again. This time Clements hauls it in for his second rebound of the night.
Mynderse, of course, in man-to-man.
Moynihan with it, guarded by Devin Anderson. Looks to penetrate. They're just kind of leaving Terry Anglin alone out there. Now it's Marcel Green D'Souza with it. And then again, Robinson gets a hand on the pass. Mynderse looks to push up 2-0. And a turnover trying to get it into Haas. Here comes Green D'Souza, pulls up from the foul line. No good. And Battle wrestles it away from Caraballo. And Robinson misses a foul line jumper. Would have maybe liked to see Haas make a move there when they got that entry to him, guarded by Anglin. He's got an inch or 2 on him, and he's been pretty effective inside.
That's the presence that Taylor has, even coming from the weak side, that there's a little bit of hesitation with a move like that.
Mynderse again the other way. Battle working off the pick. Again into Haas. Spins up and under.
That was a great move.
Can't finish. Gets his own rebound, though. Blocked by the big street. And rebounded.
So I think already we're seeing that 2 possessions. They're trying to push it down low. And that's what they'll have to do to just get in the habit of doing that, is force themselves, go down low, go down low.
D'Souza penetrates. Blocked by Haas, out of bounds. As we have 5:41 left to go here, first period, 2-0 Minders. And Mike, this is starting to feel a little bit like the other night when it was just buckets were hard to come by.
They were hard to come by. And
Clements, though, makes like a nice small forward and penetrates the lane, finishes with the left. And that foul goes to Hunter Haas, his first. And we're tied up at 2. And he converts a three-point play, gives Newark the first lead of the game at 3-2.
Newark, a little pressure on a man, full court.
It's Robinson trying to feed it inside to Haas, gets it back off the deflection and throws it away.
He'll be on a short leash, I think. Darren Miller will probably be in early with a couple of turnovers. They've been working Darren Miller in a little bit earlier.
Of course, he's the brother of Heidi Miller, a junior on this team, expected to...
Another good defensive play by Jake Robinson, fronting that post.
Miller expected to be one of the major scorers on next year's team. Haas penetrates, leaves for Robinson. Foul line jumper. This time he gets it.
Nice touch. Two big men in this game between Clemens and Jake Robinson.
Marcel Green D'Souza into Robinson. Off the backboard and in. And Jake Robinson picks up his first. And Marcel Green D'Souza. Actually, that was, Green D'Souza heading to the line.
I didn't think Jake Robinson had bad position on that, but referee, I think, saw him sliding in, still moving to get that block call.
And they're counting the bucket. They were discussing that at the scorers table. So Newark looks pretty good so far. Mike, from just scoreboard watching the last few games, haven't seen him in a few weeks. Green D'Souza buries a free throw, and it is 6-4.
Well, they're good athletes, and they've been playing basketball for a long time, too, in Newark. So even though they might not have been at the caliber like Nate Beard or Brian Sharp was.
Haas with the layup. Or Jose Santel. Or Tyler Collins.
Exactly.
Or Brian Sharp. I mean, we could go on with the guards that Newark's had just in recent memory.
But they still know how to control the ball. There's not a lot of turnovers so far. And there you go.
Moynihan turns it over, trying to give it back to Caraballo. And Battle lets a three ball go. No good. Haas puts it back up and in. Minders leads 8-6. Jaden Peters set to check into the ball game for Newark with a fresh haircut. Moynihan buries the three-pointer, gives Newark the lead back 9-8. Yeah, Peters was a candidate for the all Wayne Finger Lakes hair team here on FingerLakes1.com, but I noticed he cut it. Looking a little tighter. Caraher looks to drive, leaves it for Robinson. Now it's Haas. Minder still hasn't made a substitution here. 3:26 to go, first quarter.
Shot clock winding down.
It's at 5. Robinson can't
play,
finish, and a big rebound by Clements, his 4th of the ball game. And Moynihan will slow it up with the Reds up 1. Pretty fast-moving ball game. Not a lot of whistles. Darren Miller now up to check into the ball game, along with Jaden Peters for Newark. And Robinson will have a seat, and Marcel Green D'Souza will have a seat. Here's Haas working hard. And
real good contribution by Marcel Green.
A few younger players there, you'll notice Hunter grabbed the rebound, kept the ball right above his heads, and then elevated up and put it right back. A lot of kids like to bring that down and dribble it.
Down. You hear it all the time, and Hunter's a real solid, fundamentally sound ball player.
There's Peter with the basketball in the corner. Now Caraballo leads for Moynihan.
Nice pass by Alex.
Anglin's first shot of the game's no good, and Miller can't control it. Peters can't hit the putback, and Miller gets the rebound off the second miss. Free ball on the way from Caraher is an air ball. And Coach Couperis was happy with Jaden Peters' box out on that last miss. And Caraballo swings past Battle, hangs, but he's blocked by Caraher.
Nice spin move on Quentin Battle, and good help defense by Kellen Caraher.
And Jesse Cabot checks into the ball game for Devin Anderson. As they throw it way up ahead to Haas, no trouble breaking that pressure. And Caraher kicks it over to Battle, who'll try his second three of the game. That's off as well. Hunter Haas tracks it down the corner, though, and gets it out to Cabot. Miller drives, leaves for Battle. Yes!
There we go.
So Mynderse takes the lead back 11-9 at the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. Is Quentin Battle now 1 for 3 from long range. Almost gets a steal there. He prides himself in his defense. Good job by Caraballo keeping control. Now Moynihan pulls up and hits, and that's a three, a second of the first quarter. And Newark's back
Newark
on
Reds
top.
can light it up as well.
Miller with it, guarded by Clements. Kicks it to Caraher. 1:29 to go here, first quarter. Glad you could be with us here on a Friday night in Seneca Falls. Got the Women's March tomorrow in Seneca Falls. 10,000 people expected downtown.
Jesse Cabot. There it is.
Beautiful shot by Cabot. And already, Mynderse has made as many threes as they did on Wednesday night. They get the lead back 14-12. Peters tries a three. There it is.
Timeout, Newark.
So maybe they increased the size of the rims over the last 2 days because some good shooting here late in the first quarter as these teams go back and forth. That would be the 7th lead change of the ball game right there on that Peters three. And a great answer to Cabot's three.
And with the subs coming in from Newark, at least one of them, Mason Vandermoortel, is also a real good shooter from outside. We covered a game earlier in the year, and if you remember, he hit a couple of threes in the Waterloo tournament, I think, and fouled.
Yeah,
I think that's how he had all his points. He had 2 4-point plays.
He's a 6'2 junior and a real solid player for Coach Couperis. So for Newark, it'll be Peters, Moynihan, Mason Vandermoortel wearing number 12, the big treat Taylor Clements, and Adian Elliott also into the ball game. Elliott's a 6'2 junior. Haas with it, skips it to Battle.
Ooh, nice fake.
Battle drives, leads for Haas, and Haas finishes.
Drive.
6 points for Hunter Haas. Great find by Quentin Battle. Taylor Clements went over to help, and he found Haas on the block. And now 37 seconds left in the first quarter, about 8-second differential between the shot and game clock. Battle strips Vandermoortel and lays it up and in. 7 points for Battle. 18-15. Mynderse leads. 16 seconds to go, first period. Peters with it. They skip it across. Moynihan tries another lefty three.
7 seconds. See if they can get something off here.
4 seconds. Cabot corner three. No, it's an air ball. Rebounded by Peters, and the first quarter will come to an end. So, at the end of 8 minutes of play here from Seneca Falls, your score, Mynderse 18, Newark 15. It's a good one here on FingerLakes1.com. Stay with us.
Federal loans not enough to cover the cost of your college education? The private student loan available through Generations Bank can be the answer to your funding needs. Learn more online at mygenbank.com or call 315-568-5855. Generations Bank, with locations in Auburn, Farmington, Geneva, Phelps, Seneca Falls, Union Springs, and Waterloo. Be sure to check out their mobile banking app or visit them online at mygenbank.com. Dr. Littlejohn and his outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal: to ensure the overall wellness of each patient through their orthodontic care. They utilize the latest technological advances in the orthodontic industry, including digital scanning and Invisalign. Dr. Rod Littlejohn is proud to support our area high school athletes. Check out their website at littlejohnortho.com. Bill Cram Chevrolet on Route 5 and 20 between Seneca Falls and Waterloo, where your car buying is fast, fun, and easy. Mention you saw them on fingerlakes1.com and receive a $250 credit to use towards the purchase of any new or used vehicle. Browse their inventory at billcramchevrolet.com or stop in and see why you'll save plenty on 5 and 20 with Bill Cram Chevrolet.
And welcome back as the second quarter about ready to begin. Jim Sinicropi and Mike Alessio here for fingerlakes1.com. And Mynderse holds an 18-15 lead behind 7 first quarter points from Quentin Battle and 6 for Hunter Haas. Logan Moynihan had 6 to lead the Reds. He has the basketball right now, throws it way up for Clements, goes and gets it, finds Peters wide open, in and out, but gets it the rebound and puts it up. The big treat, off to a great start tonight. He has 5 points and 5 rebounds. Miller to Haas.
Mynderse came out in his own in that second quarter. 3-2.
Something different.
It was. They threw a 1-3-1 at Wayne, but I'm not quite sure on this.
Cabot to Battle. Mynderse back with her.
Good defense.
Haas to Anderson. Cabot lets a 3-ball go. Yes! Second 3 of the game for Cabot. Mynderse opens up a 4-point lead, 21-17. And of course, for Mynderse, not their starting lineup in to start the second. It's Cabot, Miller, Haas, Anderson, Devin Anderson, and Quentin Battle. For Newark, it's Green to Sousa. And there's Taylor Clements going up against the trees. Good job by Darren Miller.
Real good defense, collapsing.
Oh, and Haas blocked, but they got Aiden Elliott with a foul. So for Newark, it's Peters, Aiden Elliott, Logan Moynihan, Taylor Clements, and Marcel Green de Sousa on the court. And that's the first foul on Elliott. Just the second team foul on Newark.
Good defensive battle with low fouls, both teams. And Newark's got to be happy with that first quarter, I think. Keeping it close, 3-point lead, really. Could have been 1, so that's good confidence builder for a team,
Yeah, and again, especially with high school basketball teams, the goal is to get better from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. Yeah. So how you do out the gate does not necessarily mean much come mid-February.
It sure doesn't. And I think they're proving to themselves that they can play without Saunders, He was a big part of this team.
So 2 free throws by Hunter Haas gives Mynderse their biggest lead of the game at 23-17. Tried to get it into Haas, but Miller picked it up, fell down, and was touching the baseline. So it'll go back to Mynderse with a fresh shot clock.
Mynderse back in the man. So they just might have been showing Newark a little zone. Throw them off their game. Jake Robinson back down fronting the post.
Here comes Miller. Dribbled right into 3 Reds. Got lucky he didn't lose it. Puts it up and in.
Yeah, I think Darren got a little lucky there.
Just got word that the general, Billy Grant, is watching tonight. He's got us pulled up on his flat screen in the comfort of his own home.
The beauty of FL1.
It sure is. Sometimes I'd like to stay home and watch. And Moynihan buries a 3. His 3rd of the game. He has 9 all on 3s. And that particular basket was pretty big for the Reds, who were, Mynderse was on a 6-point run.
Yeah.
So Clements with a rebound there, and then they whistled him with a foul.
No, travel.
Oh, travel,
yeah.
gotcha. As we get a look at Moynihan's 3-ball. Right in front of Coach Korzaneski. So Mynderse now up 5, inbounding underneath their own basket. Kerr almost throws it away, but Robinson has it. To Miller, to Anderson back into the ball game, and up top to Jesse Cabot. And now Devin swings it. Cabot tries to work off a pick from Miller, and now it's Robinson getting it back to Kellen Kerr, who's left open at the top of the key, so he's going to try it. It's off, no good, and Clements goes over Jake Robinson with the tip, and what's the call?
Ooh, call it on Clements.
Over the back on Clements.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was a good no call.
Just the first, though, on Taylor. That was a tough call. It's easy to go over people's back when you're 6'7".
Well, that's the thing. It almost works against you. That even if you're an opposing coach, you're screaming for it, you're crying for that foul. But he's just taller.
3-ball from Cabot. No. Tossed up for the rebound. Yeah. And we have another foul.
Foul on Moynihan, I think. Good box out by Hunter Haas.
You see, one of the things I don't like about that call is Haas got the rebound. So just let it go, right?
Yeah.
First foul on Moynihan. Up to Haas.
Yeah, that was a good call.
And now we got another foul. This time Haas was pushing off. So
that was a good call.
That's pretty big, though, as it's a second on Hunter Haas.
It was a subtle move on his behalf, but...
But again, it could have just been Newark's ball without blowing the whistle a few times.
Right.
But, it's easy to talk about the officials when you're sitting over here. And Clements drives, again, makes like a small forward, and this time throws it away back to Mynderse.
He's got to shoot that shot.
Yeah, it looks like he could have finished with a kiss with the left hand, and he is a lefty.
His side, he is a lefty. You're right.
Anderson guarded by Peters. To Cabot, seeing extended time. Back to Anderson, open three, in and out. And Green to Sousa tries to save it, but his foot was on the line. And Devin Anderson stayed late after that Wayne game, shooting for well past an hour after that game ended. He was here in the gym alone.
He's a hard worker.
Just getting shots up, frustrated by the shooting performance that night, as most of the Blue Devils were. Inside to Jake Robinson, spins and gets a roll.
Very nice move, nice left hand, good fake. That's what the Devils need. It's what they're looking for.
I've really been impressed with Jake Robinson's post moves this year, and when he gets like a 7 or 8 foot baseline jumper, it's usually going down.
Like earlier, just a great little shot. He's got great rotation, good height on his jumper.
Peters tries a three. Yes! JP Jaden Peters with his second 3 of the game, and Newark cuts the lead back to 4. Kerr drives over to Sousa. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Clements. 7 rebounds for Clements here, about midway through the second quarter. Moynihan gets it tapped away by Cabot, collects it. And dribbles to the right side, picks up his dribble in the corner.
Not where you want to pick up that
and
dribble.
And throws it away. Yeah.
No reason to.
And here's that look for Peters.
Yeah, nice shot.
And Moynihan, after the pass, kind of obstructed Devin Anderson's path to go out and contest that shot.
Comes Marcel.
Green to Sousa in for Moynihan, has a seat. And Henry Couperis is up. They're not letting him make the substitution, although Moynihan did just get a free drink of water. He's back on the court now. Have to wait till the next whistle, I guess.
Not quite sure why. But they must know something.
27-23, 3:10 to go. Quentin Battle over to Anderson. Inside to Robinson, but it was intercepted by Battle. He spins over the big tree, can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound, though. Nice hustle.
Good hustle. A little bit of a forced shot by Quentin. Here's a three. There we go.
And Quentin Battle with his second three of the game. He's got 10. And Mynderse opens up a 7-point lead.
Quietly, I'd say.
And Carballo gets tied up by Battle. It'll be a jump ball. Looks like it'll be Mynderse basketball. And there comes Marcel Green de Sousa in for Moynihan. So it's Green de Sousa, Carballo, Terry Anglin, Jaden Peter, and Taylor Clements for the Reds. Darren Miller throws it into Robinson, guarded by Clements. He's still trying to seal him off, but the pass a little outside his outstretched arms. And it'll
Jake was working hard there on the block, that's for sure.
Basketball's going to stay with Mynderse, though. 2:17 to go, second quarter. Up high to Miller. Leaves it for Robinson. 6-footer, no good. He likes it better from the baseline. And again, Miller could have gone right up with that himself. And Carballo drives, and he's fouled.
To say if they say he was shooting on that. I want to say he was on the floor, but nope. Looks like they're going 2 shots.
And that foul goes to Devin Anderson, just his first. Carballo lets the free throw go, makes it his first point of the ball game. And the lead's down to 6 with 2:06 to go. Mike, we got to be careful tonight. Some of the Wayne fans on social media were accusing you and I of being homers. Maybe you more than me.
Is that what they said?
No, they didn't specify.
Well, I think probably.
Oh, big rebound by Clements, but he gave it away.
I think we know our players so well that it might come across as being homer. That would be my speculation on it.
Well, you coached a lot of these kids growing up, Mike.
Yeah, I did.
So it's tough. I know it's tough not to root for him. Carballo, coast to coast, can't get it to go out of bounds.
But also, I think we're harder on them as well, and as well as the coaching staff.
Hey, I've posted pictures on social media of myself with Braden Zanelovic, the Fresh Prince of Ontario. I called the Wayne A2 final, which I was pretty enthusiastic for the Eagles in their first ever, school's first ever sectional title. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Mynderse. And we just had 3 Wayne Eagles in our studio in Seneca Falls about 3 weeks ago. We had Billy Thompson, coach's son.
Nick Carmichael, right?
Nick Carmichael, Big Country, and Logan Blankenberg.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. They brought me a Wayne t-shirt. Right now, the Eagles 1 game clear in the East as Robinson takes it.
Oh, nice.
Caraher with a great rebound. His first bucket of the game. Mynderse up 8, their biggest lead of the game. Green de
have
Sousa,
to get back
though,
on defense.
with a nice take.
Got caught sleeping.
And that's one of the things when you got one of your guards like Anderson scoring at the rim, other people got to get back. Anderson drives, reverse layup, no good. Off of Jake Robinson and out of bounds. So 1:07 to go here in the first half. Jason Hunt producing tonight. Jeremy Hunt on the main cam. Mike Alessio and Jim Sinicropi here with you courtside. 6-point Blue Devils lead, under a minute now. 20 to shoot for the Reds. Try to get this lead back to 1 possession with a 3-pointer.
Ooh.
And Moynihan slips it to Anglin. Over to Peters, lets a 3-ball go.
Yes.
Good!
Jaden Peters.
3 3-pointers for Jaden Peters, 3 3-pointers for Logan Moynihan. 3-point ball game, 30 seconds to go. Battle tries to answer. Too hard.
And too
Clements
quick.
with a big
He
rebound.
didn't want that shot.
Shot clock is off.
Jaden Peters, unlike Sampson, did not lose his power when his hair was cut.
It might have
It's a biblical reference.
Yeah,
Jim.
yep. He might have even cleared it out from in front of his eyes. It was unkempt. It was unkempt. Moynihan with it with 7 seconds, 6 seconds now.
Oh, there it is.
Peter's going to try another one, but it's blocked by Anderson or by Battle. And Kellen lets one fly off the backboard, no good. And we got a ball game here after 2 quarters of play. In Seneca Falls, your score, Mynderse 32, Newark 29. Head out to the concession stand. They got tacos in a bag here.
FingerLakes1.com's live coverage of Wayne Finger Lakes High School basketball is brought to you thanks to the support from Finger Lakes Partners. Insurance for your life, home, auto, and future. Trust someone who lives in your community. With offices in Geneva, Waterloo, and Victor, visit Finger Lakes Partners online at fingerlakesinsurance.com. Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies. Ferrara Lumber has been a fixture in the Seneca Falls area for almost 60 years. Start planning your next home improvement project at ferraralumber.com. Ferrara Lumber, supporting local high school athletes since 1959. Finger Lakes Construction Company is the #1 post-frame builder in New York State, providing complete building packages for a wide range of construction, including personal garages, commercial office complexes, municipal, equestrian, agricultural, dairy facilities, pole barns, and more. Visit them online at fingerlakesconstruction.com. The It's a Wonderful Run 5K Committee. It's a winter run like no other. Check out race videos, sign up for the next race, and learn how to get involved in the most popular holiday run around at itsawonderfulrun5k.com. Red's Place, serving great lunches daily in downtown Seneca Falls. Awesome daily specials, soup, and the best sandwiches in town. Check out their Facebook page for daily specials and their full menu. Next time you head out to see a movie, make it at the Omen Theater in downtown Lyons. You'll love relaxing in the modern, renovated theater that has the old-fashioned charm and character of the original house, first opened in 1915. See what's playing this week at omentheater.com. Penny's Place Family Restaurant, located on 5 and 20 in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. Well known for their large portions and home-cooked meals, a large selection of breakfast items, and everything from burgers, salad bar, and wraps for lunch. If you want a great meal while pinching a penny, come to Penny's Place. Jimmer's Auto offers a full inventory of late model cars, trucks, and minivans. Check out their full inventory online at jimmersauto.com. And for service, visit Stever's Garage on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Jimmer's Auto and Stever's Garage, strong supporters of local high school athletes for over 40 years. Fed up with unresponsive web designers and getting nickeled and dimed for every small website update? Call FingerLakes1.com at 315-712-0104 and take control of your web presence. Since 1998, FingerLakes1.com has created and maintained nearly 1,000 websites for local businesses and organizations of all sizes. Aflac. When health changes for you or a loved one, it can change everything. But Aflac can help make sure the life you live is the life you never stop living. Learn more at aflac.com or contact Joe Calarco at 315-253-0495. And by Generations Bank, Little John Orthodontics, and Bill Cram Chevrolet.
And welcome back to Seneca Falls. It's time for the Bill Cram Chevrolet halftime report here on FingerLakes1.com. Jim Sinicropi sitting alongside Mike Alessio here at the Arthur L. Baker Gymnasium. And your halftime score, Mynderse 32, Newark 29, a little closer than maybe we thought, had given Newark's recent performance. But, you know, we got to remember, too, that Mynderse is coming off of 2 straight losses as well.
They are. Newark's happy right now. You know, they're playing tough, hitting the threes. And that's not to say they can't play inside. You know, nobody's in foul trouble. Taylor Clements is not in foul trouble. And it's a great confidence builder. They know they can play with Mynderse. You're
trying to even up the season series with Mynderse with a win back in December. at Newark. First time they won there in 6 years. It's been a while since Newark's won in this gymnasium as well. Pretty good half of basketball, though. A lot of three-pointers from both teams. Up and down action, as you mentioned. Nobody in serious foul trouble. Hunter Haas with 2 fouls. Caraher, Battle, and Jake Robinson with 1 apiece. Devin Anderson with 1 as well. And Newark just 14 fouls in the whole first half. Moynihan, Adian Elliott, Marcel Green D'Souza, and the big treat Taylor Clements.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, they played them even in the second quarter. So 3-point lead by Mynderse at the end of the first, and still 3 points. So, one of the differences, too, that you'll see is not a lot of offensive rebounds by Mynderse. And it, as I'm sure it is against most opponents of Newark. It's a one and done. It often can be when you got a guy like Clements in there if he's maintaining a presence in the lane.
You get a look at Mel Morin just there. She's the Mynderse varsity girls soccer coach.
Yeah.
But, it's some big boys in the lane tonight. Clements, of course, at 6'7", but Jake Robinson with 4 first-half points. Really battling inside with Clements. I have Clements down for 8 rebounds and 5 points. There's Carlo Lorenzetti, legendary referee.
Section 5 Hall of Famer, I believe.
Wonder if he's evaluating Al Dreschler and Steve Call tonight, the 2 referees calling the game.
He may still be involved with that. I think he is in some capacity.
And there's Gary Reisman, scorekeeper extraordinaire.
So I can see, as we discussed, I think there has been a little bit of direction from this Coach K and Coach Prain to try to work that ball down a little bit. I think they're down low. Not as much jacking it up from the outside as there has been in the past. And I also feel that they're trying out some different combinations out there with that 3-guard. Most of the time it's just been Kellen, Devin, and
Jesse Cabot seeing extended minutes here in the first half. Of course, he's playing well.
Yeah,
a couple of 3-pointers.
Yeah,
of his own. Got an update from Newark where the Mynderse girls are taking on the Lady Reds. It's a 39-17 halftime lead for Jerry Anderson's squad. I mentioned Gary Reisman earlier. That's Jerry Anderson's father-in-law. So a lot of fun facts here during the Bill Cram Chevrolet halftime report. Mynderse back out on the court shooting right now. Newark coming out. Got about 2:50 left on the halftime clock. I'll run down the first half scoring for you. For Newark, it was Logan Moynihan with 9 points on 3 3-pointers, 2 in the first quarter, 1 in the second. Jaden Peters with 9, all on 3-pointers, 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Marcel Green D'Souza with 5, Taylor Clements with 5, 8 rebounds also for Clements, and 1 point for Alejandro Caraballo, going 1 of 2 from the free throw line. For Mynderse, Quentin Battle led the way with 10 points, 7 in the first quarter. Hunter Haas had 8 points.
2 fouls.
And 2 fouls, the only guy in the game with 2. Yeah. Jesse Cabot with 6 points, Jake Robinson with 4, and Darren Miller with 2, and Kellen Caraher with 2. 32-29. And, another thing, the Section 5 handbook came out a couple weeks ago, and that's always something that's a lot of fun to look at.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. I heard the cover.
But you always notice the success that Dwayne Finger Lakes has had in all of Section 5 and beyond into the state tournament as well. But here tonight we have a couple of really historically good programs. Mynderse is 7th all-time in sectional titles with 9, winning in 1975, 76, 92, of course, the state championship team, 94, 96, 2010, 2011, 2013, and 2017. Now this season they're defending champs. 5 New York State regional appearances as well, in which they went 2-3 in those appearances. Newark 5th all-time in Section 5 titles with 12. 1923 was their first. 1943, 51, 78, 79, 86, 87, 90, 91, 2004, 2010, 2016. And Newark currently 2nd In all of Section 5 for all-time wins,
Yeah.
they entered the season at first, but Lions, another Wayne Finger Lakes team, has now passed them, given their slow start.
I like that. That's a great stat. That is a great stat. And, Lions, I was surprised at that, to be honest with you. That Lions was, but they've had great teams through the years and a long time ago, too. They had some great teams back in the.
Newark has 15 championship game appearances in Section 5. They're 9-6 in those contests. 8 regional appearances, 4-4 New York State Regional Far West, 4 New York State Final Fours, but no state titles for the Reds, and 4 trips to the state Final Four. So about ready for second half action. We'll stop talking about the historical stuff and
get back to basketball.
Present day. As this game is up for grabs, it'll be Newark basketball to start, and we're underway here in the third quarter.
Same as last game, Mynderse comes out with that 1-3-1.
Anglin misses a chippy. Green D'Souza tracks it down, so it's Green D'Souza, Carballo, Moynihan,
double dribble,
Anglin, and Taylor Clements to start for Newark. For Mynderse, it's Hunter Haas, Kellen Carher, Quentin Battle, Darren Miller getting the second half start, and Devin Anderson. So Miller in for Robinson to start the second half. Stolen by Green D'Souza, ahead of the pack, lays it up and in.
An uncharacteristic turnover by Kellen to telegraph that pass.
1 point ball game. Battle tries to answer, can't. Haas with the rebound, though, gets it to Carher, leaves it for Miller.
And
he traveled.
A good start for Newark. See if Mynderse, looks like this is going to be their new MO, or 1-3-1 in the second half.
With Darren Miller up top. One of the reasons he probably got the start. As Caraballo drives in between 3 Blue Devils. They swing it. And now Clements drives. Left-handed layup, no good. Rebounded by Anderson. Clements fortunate not to get whistled there for a foul. Up ahead to Haas. He drives with the left hand and finishes. 10 points for Hunter Haas. Lead back to 3 for Mynderse. And Caraballo, they call him Alex, is Green D'Souza with a 3, no good. Long rebound, and look who got it. Terry Anglin right between 2 Blue Devils who just watched him slide in and get it. Now Clements with it at the foul line, pulls up, left-handed jumper, too strong. But another great effort by Terry Anglin leaves it for Green D'Souza. Now it's Clements battling Miller, and finally Quentin Battle comes down with it. Here comes Mynderse.
So what you saw in that possession is that is one aspect of the game that you give up when you're in a 1-3-1 is your offensive rebounding. You really have one, unless you're a perfect rotation, you have one guy down low.
Devin Anderson can't get the 3 ball to go, and it's
Carher with a foul.
A foul on Kellen Carher. That'll be Carher's first. And Newark will have it down 3. 5:55 to go here in the third period. Green D'Souza up to Clements.
Nice
he
move.
Can't finish, though. Nice tip by England. He can't finish.
And fouled.
Clements puts it home off another offensive rebound. He has 7 and 10 rebounds.
They'll get out of this 1-3-1 pretty quick.
And Darren Miller missed the free throw, but hustled to get the ball back. Now he's driving the lane. And he finishes this time with the right hand.
Taylor should have been a little more aggressive to go get that ball.
Lead back to 3. Green D'Souza to Anglin. Swings it to Alex Caraballo. Now Moynihan. Bounce pass to Clements. Carher on the court. Newark with numbers advantage. Carher does recover, though, and they throw it away. It's Miller with it. Hands it to Battle. Up ahead to Haas. And he's fouled.
Beautiful break. Good court vision by Quentin looking up court.
So they tag Moynihan with a foul, his second. And it's 36-33. Hunter Haas to shoot free throws. Give me a chance to tell you about Finger Lakes Frost Fest. The Geneva Family YMCA will host its 4th annual Frost Fest fundraiser on Saturday, February 3rd. From 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock at the Ramada Inn, Geneva Lakefront. Frost Fest is an adult celebration of winter in the Finger Lakes along the shores of Seneca Lake. Frost Fest 2018 will feature large-scale interactive outdoor ice sculptures, ice bars, with specialty Frost Fest martinis poured through a frozen ice luge, music, indoor food and spirit tasting, shuttle service to and from downtown parking areas to the event, and a huge fireworks display over icy Seneca Lake. Frost Fest is sold out over the last 3 years, so the YMCA urges people to buy their tickets early for $25 at the Geneva YMCA or at brownpapertickets.com. As Hunter Haas made one of 2 free throws. And now Newark working against that Mynderse pressure. It's a Jaden Peters three.
Jaden Peters lighting it up this evening.
4 3-pointers for Peters.
Ooh, nice
And Newark
move.
just down 1 now. And the foul's on Terry Anglin.
Might be his. Oh no, that was his first. I thought that was his second.
Here comes Jake Robinson back into the ball game for Darren Miller, and Jesse Cabot checks in for Devin Anderson. 1-point ball game here in Seneca Falls. Boy, when these two teams get together.
Yeah. You never know.
Newark trying to avenge that loss from earlier this year. Clements bothers Haas. Marcel Green D'Souza comes up with it. Newark with a chance to take the lead now with 4:16 to go in the third period.
Back in a man without Darren Miller.
No, Cabot and Peters getting a little pushing match right in front of us. Now Clements with it. Pulls up.
So jumper for the lead.
The big treat gives the Reds the lead, 38-37. Their first lead since 58 seconds left in the first quarter.
Here's the mismatch right here. Ooh, I think he got away with a little bump there. Nice backdoor. Good ball movement.
Was that Robinson?
No, that was Kellen Carher on the back door.
Okay, so 4
Nice
points
little
for
layup.
Kellen Carher. Clements tries again from the foul line. Mynderse back on top, 39-38. 3:22 to go here, third quarter. And Moynihan to Clements, spins up against Haas and
Nice
finishes
shot.
with a left hand.
Beautiful
6
shot.
third quarter points for Taylor Clements, and Newark's back on top. And referee Steve Call calling over Jaden Peters. Looks like he's admiring that new hairdo.
I think he was.
I think he approves
He just
of it.
wanted to see.
I think he likes the haircut.
And who wouldn't? We got a real battle going between Peters and Jesse Cabot.
A couple of great three-point shooters. Peters with 4 so far today.
And 2 feisty.
And there we got a foul.
Second foul on Clemens. One he could have stayed without.
3 minutes to go. I tell you what, for a 1-point game against one of the biggest rivals for Mynderse, it's quiet in here. It's a full crowd, full house, but it's just not. I mean, maybe I was spoiled by that Lions-Clyde game the other night. It was just a zoo. But there's really nothing going on here in terms of chanting or supports or student support here for the Blue Devils. Battle drives. Clutch is blocked by the big treat out of bounds.
Oh, beautiful block. Great help. Just good defense.
Clemens came to play tonight.
I think what happens, with the crowds when you have a team like Mynderse is, again, there's expectations that they should be beating these teams pretty handily. So even when you need crowd support in a close game, crowd's almost a little disappointed that they're not winning by 10.
Haas up over Clements and gets the roll.
By winning these games by 10 or 15 points.
Yeah, I agree with you there. 13 points for Hunter Haas. And Mynderse was pretty dominant over those first 10 wins to start the season. Again, trying to avoid losing their third straight.
3 seconds.
Whoever loses this game is going to be riding a 3-game losing streak, and that's really uncharted territory for Mynderse and Newark any year. England lets one go. too hard.
Oh, Clemens
Clemens just picked up his third foul.
That could be a game changer. Of course, I called that against Wayne. I said, if Nick Carmichael gets in trouble, game over, and they proved me wrong, along with my prediction.
Logan Blankenberg, yeah, you did. I know she didn't bring the hat tonight.
It's at the dry cleaners, along with my crystal ball.
Just
it's in the shop. No, I forgot it.
So it's 41-40, Mynderse on top. After that last Haas basket, and Taylor Clemens checks out with those 3 fouls. So a little smaller look for Newark right now. Carriher with it. See if they try to work it to Robinson's foul line jumper from Hunter Haas. Another big bucket for Haas. He has 7 points here in the third quarter, 15 on the ball game. Mynderse back up 3. And Peters goes by Cabot. Bounces it over to Vandermortel into the ball game for Newark. Vandermortel picks up his dribble, gets it to D'Souza, who drives up and under and throws it away. Here comes Quentin Battle, 2-on-1 for the Blue Devils. He keeps it. Left-handed layup is good. And Quentin Battle, his first points of the second half. He now has 12 on the ball game. Mynderse back up by 5.
Yeah, and it's a critical possession here for Newark.
And Battle gets a hand on that one, too.
They can't let this game get too far away from them.
As Logan Moynihan's set to check back into the ball game for Green D'Souza. So it's Moynihan, Adian Elliott, Anglin, Peters, and Vandermortel in for Newark. For Mynderse, it's Battle, Cabot, Haas, Robinson, and Carriher with 51 seconds to go, third period here. And it's thrown away. Carriher scoops it up and pulls it back out.
Smart play.
Up 5. Battle thought about a 3, gets it back to Carriher. He drives and can't finish with the left hand, but is fouled. You get a look here at this great backdoor pass. Yeah. That's the one I missed. I'm glad I get to see it.
Yeah. Nice cut.
Too busy telling everybody about Frostfest. Carriher's first free throw, no good. Darren Miller back into the ball game. Devin Anderson back into the ball game. Robinson and Cabot take a seat. 38.3, so there'll be a 3-second difference between the shot and game clock here. Mynderse up 5. Can Carriher make it 6?
And he does. Great foul shooter.
So Newark can effectively hold for one shot here.
Mynderse, Miller in, back in that 1-3-1.
But down 6, they were just leading 2 minutes ago in the ball game. Now they found themselves down 6. 20 seconds. 17 to shoot. Now down to 10 to shoot. And Vandermortel lets one go from the corner. Big rebound, though, by Anglin. Blocked by Hunter Haas. It's a great outlet to Miller. Up ahead of the pack. Carriher, layup good.
Turn of events there. Puts him up by 8.
So at the end of 3 periods of play here in Seneca Falls, Mynderse with a late run. They lead 48-40. Stay with us for the fourth quarter here on FingerLakes1.com.
Federal loans not enough to cover the cost of your college education? The private student loan available through Generations Bank can be the answer to your funding needs. Learn more online at mygenbank.com or call 315-568-5855. Generations Bank, with locations in Auburn, Farmington, Geneva, Phelps, Seneca Falls, Union Springs, and Waterloo. Be sure to check out their mobile banking app or visit them online at mygenbank.com. Dr. Littlejohn and his outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal: to ensure the overall wellness of each patient through their orthodontic care. They utilize the latest technological advances in the orthodontic industry, including digital scanning and Invisalign. Dr. Rod Littlejohn is proud to support our area high school athletes. Check out their website at littlejohnortho.com. Bill Cram Chevrolet on Route 5 and 20 between Seneca Falls and Waterloo, where your car buying is fast, fun, and easy. Mention you saw them on FingerLakes1.com and receive a $250 credit to use towards the purchase of any new or used vehicle. Browse their inventory at BillCramChevrolet.com or stop in and see why you'll save plenty on 5 and 20 with Bill Cram Chevrolet.
Big treat back in.
So Clements checks back in with those 3 fouls here to start the 4. Jim Sinicropi and Mike Alessio, one more quarter here for you at Arthur L. Baker Gymnasium. It's their second game in 3 nights from Seneca Falls. As Mynderse takes an 8-point lead into the final period. Backdoor cut.
Back
Quentin
door.
Battle misses off the pass from Jake Robinson.
I believe it was a 9-0 run. Wasn't it 40-39?
Yeah, Newark was up.
One or
and then Hunter Haas started it.
Yeah.
And now Devin Anderson guards Peters. It's Vandemortel, Peters, Clements, Adian Elliott, and Caraballo in the game for Newark. For Mynderse, it's Anderson, Robinson, Caraher, Miller, and Quentin Battle. And it looks like they might have got Jaden Peters. Let's see who they got.
I think they had Devin Anderson on that. Yeah.
Oh, foul on Devin Anderson. Okay, that's his second.
Yeah.
And this is for the first time today, we're going to see Kyle Martinez, who just checked into the game.
Oh, and he throws it away.
Throws it away to Battle. You know, it's Battle missed the layup. Now Newark gets it back, but just seems odd in a game, like this. You're down 8. You're just going to come in with a kid who hasn't played yet in the fourth quarter, and of course he throws it away. He hasn't been in the game.
Yeah,
he's been sitting there all game.
He's not a bad player. I've seen him play through the years and some AAU stuff. And,
it's not could have been anybody that sits for 3 quarters,
exactly.
And then all of a sudden you're in the game.
In a close game.
Yeah,
it's 8 points, but like you said, 3 minutes ago it was a 1-point game.
Yeah, so 7:10 to go here in the ball game. Newark trails by 8. They could really use a bucket here. Martinez with the basketball gets it to Clements. Couple dribbles up and over with the left hand, no good. Loose ball will go to Mynderse. It looked like Elliott had a chance to save it. He let it go, thinking it was going to be Newark's ball.
Or trying to sell the fact.
Yeah, that's true too.
Could have been a little psychological action going on.
I'd say just grab that ball.
Yeah. Why chance it?
48-40 Caraher. Over to Jesse Cabot. Guarded closely by Peters. Works off a pick from Darren Miller. Finds Jake Robinson. And now Caraher drives left side.
Nice shot.
Finishes with a double clutch. So Kellen Caraher picking it up here in the second half.
10-point lead.
He's got 9 points on the ball game. 7 of them coming in the second half as
it's a real nice fake right.
Goes right by Caraballo and finishes, and that's the second foul.
Alex thought he was going to run him off that pick, and he gave him a nice fake.
Caraballo now checks out. Caraher makes the free throw to open up the fourth quarter scoring. Biggest lead of the night for the Blue Devils, 51-40, 6:38 to go. There's Martinez with it, finds Peters, working off a pick from Clements at the top of the key. He pulls up and in and out. Rebounded by Robinson.
He's going to push it.
Battle
Beautiful
slips
pass.
it up ahead to Caraher. Pump fake up and over Clements and in.
And a nice pass by Quentin Battle to get that break going. That's the basketball Mynderse would like to be running.
10 second half points for Kellen Caraher. Timeout, Henry Caparis. Mynderse up 13. Just as quickly as Newark captured the lead, Mynderse came storming back. And a 13-point lead might be a lot to overcome for the Blue Devils here with 6:10 to go in the ball, or for the Reds with 6:10 to go in the ball game.
It's going to be tough. That's for sure. They need to get hot. They'll need to press. And Mynderse isn't a team, that you, with the amount of ball handlers that they have, that you can successfully press. But you never know. 6 minutes left. The thing with Mynderse is, you don't want to have to rely on a late run like that. It might work against Newark, but as we said when we were talking about them being involved in some close games after having blown out so many teams early on to determine how they were going to fare in games like that, it's the same thing in a game like this. When you're playing against a Wayne late, you're not going to go on a 10-13-0 run.
Got a scoring update here for you from Newark. Mynderse girls up now 46-33 after 3. And an update from the Clyde-Savannah East Rochester game, which is in Clyde. Clyde down 39-38 late in the third quarter, and actually just got an update on that one. heading into the early fourth quarter, they're up 47-45. So the East Rochester Bombers and Clyde squaring off in a big game in Wayne County. And give a shout out to...
We didn't talk about Waterloo over Mid-Lakes the other night.
Derek Sluka with a great game. Julian Ruiz with 11 assists. And that's a team, Mike. They're all coming back. And, other than Wayne, a lot of talent comes out of the Finger Lakes East next year. Waterloo could actually, maybe next year will be their year. Cabot tries a three, no good. Clements wrestles the ball away from Battle. Battle wanted a foul.
And they've got a few players coming up from JV as well.
England takes it to the hole, misses, gets his own rebound. Open for three is Moynihan hits.
Again.
Big bucket for Moynihan. His first point since the second quarter. Lead down to 10. They haven't posted that on the scoreboard yet. Cabot leaves it for Robinson. There's where he likes it, the baseline, but he does get his roll. He does get the roll. And Robinson now with 6, 55 to, did they not post that three-pointer?
I don't think they did. I think it's 55-43.
It is. Should be 55-43. The scoreboard's wrong. England to D'Souza. Dribbles.
Nice move.
Corner now to England. He tries to drive again, misses again. And Kellen Caraher comes down with it. Got to the hoop that time.
Pushing it.
Couldn't finish.
Oh.
Ball out of bounds. They did post it now, 55-43. Yep. Give a shout out to one of our FL1 Sports team members, Tani Robinson, checking out the game. Says it looks and sounds great.
Let's give a shout out to our friend Tommy Gahn, going for gold this weekend as well.
On the Special Olympics basketball this weekend?
Yeah, I don't think it's basketball.
Volleyball, maybe?
It's floor hockey, maybe.
He's highly decorated.
He more goal. You get the most goals, and he always likes to say, more than Corsi.
Thanks for watching tonight, Tommy, as Moynihan misses. 55-43 your score. 4:30 to go. Battle lets one go.
Three, no.
Back iron, no good. And Peters and Battle were tied up.
They're calling on Peters. Could have gone either way, really.
That's a tough one for Jaden Peters as it gives Minders another possession, already up 12.
And to the line, actually. No frustration foul. So Minders now, potentially a couple more tough games coming up. Mid Lakes, and then Penn Yan.
They're next at Mid Lake. They get a 7 days off, and they'll be at Mid Lakes next Thursday. We'll be there. It'll be a girls-boys doubleheader. Battle unlucky on that free throw, rattled in and out. For the girls who are winning at Newark tonight, they'll be facing off against Elena Forbes from Mid Lakes, the #1 team in our girls, Wayne Finger Lakes girls power rankings, undefeated, along with Bloomfield. It's the only undefeated teams in boys or girls Wayne Finger Lakes leagues.
And a heck of a team, I hear. I haven't got a chance to see them play. I'd like to get to that game.
We had Elena Forbes and Kara Walker in the studio, but I haven't yet to see that team as well. I wasn't able to get out to the game when they were here in Seneca Falls. Darren Miller coming the other way. Finds Battle.
That Minders girls game has potential.
No good. Rebounded by Taylor Clements. It's a big game for Coach Anderson. Both Class B schools. 56-43 though here in this one with 3:30 to go in the ball game.
Newark needs a bucket here. There's no question about it.
England to Peters. Peters lets go over the top of Jesse Cabot, and Jaden Peters is feeling it tonight from long range. That's 5 3-pointers, keeping Newark
with a man
striking
in his face.
Distance, 56-46.
They won't go away, these Reds. Crowd's still dead.
Yeah, you're right.
Very, very quiet here.
Got another score here from Lions, I believe, where they're playing us. Lions got the victory over Red Creek. I don't have the final score, but I can tell you that Justice Smith scored 19 points And his brother Justin Smith scored
Tootie.
12. And Sunday, we'll have Justice Smith and David Weaver from the Lions in the studio for the Upstate Hoops podcast.
Nice.
So,
little Lions presence. Well, I think Zach's happy with the way that team's playing.
they look
Young.
great against Clyde, obviously, in that win. Justice seems to have turned a corner as a leader of that team.
He really has.
He's really physically developed over the offseason.
Yeah.
He's very impressive. It's to the quite
matured.
Some people are questioning, where would he fit next level? Like, there's some people wondering, what level he could play at. Even mentioning potentially, D1 level college basketball.
Yeah.
But a lot of pressure on that young kid. He's been playing varsity since 9th grade.
I think the thing that'll hold him back is he's a great point guard. It's going to be at a guard position, but just the level of quickness of a Division I guard is deceiving.
He's got the size.
He's got the size, but he just doesn't have that quickness.
And battle with the drive in the finish. He's got 15 points. Mynderse up 12, 2:30 to go in the ball game. Newark will have to start to hurry. Peters looking to shoot. Dribbles baseline. Moynihan now out to D'Souza. 2:12 left, 13 to shoot. Clements at the free throw line. Drives against Miller. Gets the foul.
Real nice drive. He counted it.
And they count the basket.
Oh, boy. Coach Korzaneski is beside himself.
Big left hand from Clements. His first points of the fourth quarter.
He's calling Coach.
I think Coach.
He's trying to settle him down.
That's the first foul on Darren Miller, and the lead back down to 10 now with 2:09 to go.
Coach K respectfully tried to walk down as not to embarrass the referee with his surprise, so they're kind of making up down there.
So Clements will have a chance to cut this lead back to single digits with his free throw.
And he does. Full court pressure.
14 points for Clements.
Oh, timeout. Coach K got a timeout just in the nick of time.
And Coach Kuparis is right in Clements' face.
Jeez. I'm not quite sure what that was about. Must be the defensive
it's something
possession.
I've seen, over the years with coaches, whether it was Coach Avrilla or now Coach Kuparis, getting really angry with
it's an
with
in
Taylor
your face
Clements during games. Yeah.
Again,
I think that he
responds to that maybe.
Yeah, I think he was in the wrong spot there for that press. I think that's what he was most upset about.
But to me, and I'm not saying I would have done anything differently. You never know. He did just have a beautiful three-point play, so let's give him a little bit of credit there.
Clements with 12 rebounds and 14 points. Let's see, 11, 12, 13. 14 points here on the day. It's 58-49 with 2:08 left to go. So Newark back down into single digits. It'll be Mynderse basketball underneath their own basket. And we can expect to see some full court pressure from Newark. Mentioned Mynderse will be at Mid Lakes next. Then it's at Penn Yan, a real difficult game. A 5:30 start for that one. And those are back-to-back nights, next Friday and Saturday. Then it'll be Waterloo the following Tuesday here at home. Palmac at home on February 2nd. Then at Wayne, at Geneva, and home against Penn Yan for senior night on February 12th. That rounds out their regular season schedule. And Mynderse, too, with those consecutive losses, has fallen to third place in the Class B sectional standings. World of Inquiry takes the top spot, Penn Yan second, but it's very close as you look here on your screen. You'll see the by average, World of Inquiry and Penn Yan have the advantage over Mynderse, but if you go by points, Mynderse still with more total points at this time, and they'll pick up some more points and improve that average if they can hold on and win here tonight. Really big deal to be a number 1 seed in any of the classes.
It
You get to
should.
go to the banquet. You
It is.
obviously
It's good for the kids.
are
And,
the higher seed the whole way.
And let's face it, you're playing that 8th seed.
So Miller makes 1 of 2, and then the Reds lose it to Kellen Caraher. 10-point lead, foul on to Sousa.
Going to the line.
2:01 left in the ball game. I'm not sure they started the game clock after that free throw.
Yeah, they did get a late start on that clock. I happened to notice it out of the corner of my eye.
So Kellen Caraher try to get that lead back up. As some of the fans heading for the exit. He misses the front end, though, rebounded by Clements. And Newark can hurry
They got to
here.
push it up. Push up the court. They're going to go for a 3 or get it down low.
Moynihan hands it to Peters. He's had the hot hand for much of the evening for the Reds. Green to Sousa. Kicks it to Anglin. They try to get it to Peters, but Battle stays right with him.
Right in his face. Quinton's a heck of a defensive player.
Green to Sousa, drives against Caraher, gets it to Terry Anglin, drives against Hunter
And
Haas, and this
beautiful
time
job.
Terry Anglin
Timeout,
finishes.
Newark.
First points of the night for Terry Anglin, and the lead back down to 8. That's as low of a lead. It's the first time the lead's been down to 8 since early in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Here's a look at that drive by Terry Anglin going
Beautiful.
baseline against Hunter Haas.
Yeah, Hunter's got to cover that baseline a little bit better. Stick that foot right down there.
For Newark, they'll host Geneva next Thursday night. And then they also will play the following night at Waterloo, then at Pelmac, and at Mid-Lakes. So a little bit of a lighter schedule, I suppose, for the Reds. But then they have an out-of-league game at home on February 5th against Batavia. The next day they'll play Waterloo at home. They go, and then they got the real tough finish at Penyan on February 9th, and then we'll be there on the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, for Wayne at Newark to wrap up their regular season. Now, Newark way down in 9th place right now in the Class B standings, which means that they would be on the road in the quarterfinal round. So they'll be looking to climb their way back up the Class B standings and at least get a home game for that quarterfinal round, as we got a timeout
by Minders.
With a basketball, up 8, 1:22 to go. So if you're Newark, you got to think about fouling.
You got to think about fouling, but I'm surprised they didn't.
Yeah,
at this point.
25 seconds now on the shot clock.
So you really need to. Even if you hold them, and let's assume Minders chooses to use all of the time clock, you're down. You're at under a minute, 8 points. That's tough.
Yeah, 25 seconds on the shot clock, 1:22 on the game clock, 59-51. Newark with 9 team fouls, Minders with only 4 this half, so every foul from Newark will result in free throws. As we get ready to inbound, Minders just to the left of their bench and the right of the scorers table, it's Haas getting it into Devin Anderson.
Ooh, that's not what you want to do there. You better call another
and
timeout.
Anderson's tied up, and another timeout for Coach Korzaneski. So,
well, he couldn't have been happy with where they inbounded it on that play. You need to get in the backcourt, if nothing else. It's exactly what you want as far as the defense goes.
So now when Minders comes back, they'll have 20 seconds to shoot. And hey, if you're watching, give us a shout out on Twitter. Or if you're in, as we look at Carter DeConey sweeping up the lane, one of the fine ball boys here at Minders. Jake Prains just to my left, doing a good job tonight. But hit us up on Twitter.
We like talking to our sweepers here.
Yeah, wherever you are, if you're in a gym, watching a high school basketball game, snap a picture, send score updates to us via Twitter is a preferred method. There's a look at Jake right there.
There he is, Jake Prain, future Hall of Famer.
Now, I mentioned earlier Devin Anderson was getting some shots up late. Jake was rebounding and feeding him. So he stayed up, maybe a little too late for the 6th grader the other night on Wednesday.
Not when your father's a coach.
My daughter was still here, too, so she's a classmate of Jake Prains in 6th grade. Big game at Newark tomorrow. If any of you fans from Newark want to stop by the community center, it's the Seneca Falls 6th grade girls against the Newark 6th grade girls. A turnover. Englund ahead of the pack. Lays it up. 6-point lead for Minders.
Well,
see how they handle the pressure here.
I don't know what we have left for timeouts, but
Haas.
Ooh, he almost got away with a travel.
Oh, they find Anderson underneath. One dribble. Finishes. Peters just a little late. That's Devin Anderson's first basket of the game. 61-53 out of bounds. Stays with Newark. So 50.8 seconds left. 61-53 your score. That lead back to 8. Newark got it down to 6 momentarily. As Darren Miller checking back in.
Need some rebounding presence there, but.
And Jesse Cabot checking out. Newark will need to score quickly. Way up top and stolen. Kerr knocked it free to Battle. Battle takes it to the hole. Bounce pass to Anderson. No need to push that. Just pull it out. Clements with the rebound. He starts dribbling down the court. Gives it up to Peters. Peters should pull up here. No, he won't. He'll give it to Moynihan. Three-pointer. Good. Second three-pointer of the fourth quarter for Moynihan. 5th on the ball game. And just like that, 5-point lead with 34.3 left.
Quentin's got to pull that ball out. Quentin Battle's got to pull that ball out. There's no need to drive down there and certainly try to force a pass like that. So those are the little things that for a team like that with good basketball intelligence will drive you nuts as a coach.
So, and this, right there where Battle pushed it into Anderson, just pull it out, and there's probably almost no way
They'd
that
make him foul you.
Yeah, there's probably no way that Newark is within 5 with 34 seconds to go. So now Minders has to inbound underneath their own basket.
Yeah.
Break the press or head to the free throw line, and it's just a 2-possession game.
However, they almost turned the ball over 2 times on the inbound pass. So, they have the potential to play a lot smarter than that. We've seen it through the years, and that's always the scary part, like I said, about how you're handling yourself, what kind of character, what kind of caliber do you have at the end of these games when they're close.
Minders trying to pull out this win. It would be, if they do, it would be 3 straight against the Reds, 2 this year and the Class B sectional final last March.
Yep.
So it'll be Devin Anderson inbounding.
Full court man.
Oh, they throw it along the baseline to Kerr. Now bounce it back to Anderson. Get it to Kerr. Now there's
shot clock.
Probably going to have to foul. 26 seconds. Kerr hangs, gets it to Cabot. 23 seconds. Cabot dribbling.
There's no shot clock.
The shot clock is off. I mean, they needed to get that foul
about 10 seconds ago.
So 19.8 left now. 61-56. And it will be Jesse Cabot shooting free throws. Now, Jesse has not been to the line yet this game. He's scoreless in the second half. 2 first-half three-pointers. It'll be 2 free throws.
2 free throws. Double bonus.
And with 1 free throw would still keep it a 2-possession game. He makes the first. Great arc, great finish.
On one hand, you could say he's not the guy you want to foul, but really any of the players out there are good foul shooters right now, so I don't think it would have mattered.
2 big free throws from Jesse Cabot as he checks out now.
Defensive.
19 seconds left. It's a 7-point lead, and here comes Green D'Souza, probably going to take it straight to the hole, throws it away, tried to get it to Clements, and Miller up ahead now. Kerr to Anderson. 8 seconds. Miller with it. He's fouled. They don't call it, though. And with 4 seconds left, this one's going to come to an end here.
63-56.
So the Minders Blue Devils snap a 2-game losing streak here in Seneca Falls. It wasn't easy, though. We'll talk all about it. We'll have a special guest here on the post-game show. Stay with us. Once again, your final Minders 63, Newark 56.
FingerLakes1.com's live coverage of Wayne Finger Lakes High School basketball is brought to you thanks to the support from Finger Lakes Partners. Insurance for your life, home, auto, and future. Trust someone who lives in your community. With offices in Geneva, Waterloo, and Victor, visit Finger Lakes Partners online at fingerlakesinsurance.com. Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies. Ferrara Lumber has been a fixture in the Seneca Falls area for almost 60 years. Start planning your next home improvement project at ferraralumber.com. Ferrara Lumber, supporting local high school athletes since 1959. Finger Lakes Construction Company is the #1 post-frame builder in New York State, providing complete building packages for a wide range of construction, including personal garages, commercial office complexes, municipal, equestrian, agricultural, dairy facilities, pole barns, and more. Visit them online at fingerlakesconstruction.com. The It's a Wonderful Run 5K Committee. It's a winter run like no other. Check out race videos, sign up for the next race, and learn how to get involved in the most popular holiday run around at itsawonderfulrun5k.com. Red's Place, serving great lunches daily in downtown Seneca Falls. Awesome daily specials, soup, and the best sandwiches in town. Check out their Facebook page for daily specials and their full menu. Next time you head out to see a movie, make it at the Omen Theater in downtown Lyons. You'll love relaxing in the modern, renovated theater that has the old-fashioned charm and character of the original house first opened in 1950. See what's playing this week at omentheater.com. Penny's Place Family Restaurant, located on 5 and 20 in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. Well known for their large portions and home-cooked meals, a large selection of breakfast items, and everything from burgers, salad bar, and wraps for lunch. If you want a great meal while pinching a penny, come to Penny's Place. Jimmer's Auto offers a full inventory of late model cars, trucks, and minivans. Check out their full inventory online at jimmersauto.com. And for service, visit Stever's Garage on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Jimmer's Auto and Stever's Garage, strong supporters of local high school athletes for over 40 years. Fed up with unresponsive web designers and getting nickeled and dimed for every small website update? Call FingerLakes1.com at 315-712-0104 and take control of your web presence. Since 1998, FingerLakes1.com has created and maintained nearly 1,000 websites for local businesses and organizations of all sizes. Aflac. When health changes for you or a loved one, it can change everything. But Aflac can help make sure that the life you live is the life you never stop living. Learn more at aflac.com or contact Joe Calarco at 315-253-0495. And by Generations Bank, Little John Orthodontics, and Bill Cram Chevrolet.
And welcome back inside Arthur L. Baker Gymnasium in Seneca Falls. Once again, your final score, Mynderse 63, Newark 56. Mynderse snaps a 2-game losing streak. Newark, it's a 3-game losing streak now for the Reds, who fall to 4-8 overall and 3-4 in the league. Mynderse improves to 11-2 and 6-1. They'll be just half a game now behind the Wayne Eagles in the Finger Lakes East standings. It's the Dr. Rod Littlejohn postgame show. It's a Smiles with Style postgame show, and I'm lucky enough to have senior guard Kellen Caraher with me here in the broadcast booth. And first of all, congratulations on a win. I mean, it feels good anytime, I'm sure, for you guys when you beat Newark, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's always a big game.
And now this would be, I believe this is the third straight win for you guys over Newark, who's really become, I guess, one of your bigger rivals.
Yeah.
You consider them your biggest rival? I know that Wayne's really good this year, but over the course of your career, would you say it's the Newark Mynderse is the premier rivalry?
For sure, yeah. There's always a different intensity to these games, and they've been playing rough the past 2 games. They came out against us tonight, and Coach knew that they were going to come out like that, so we were prepared.
And once again, it's a total team effort for you guys. Hunter Haas with 15, Quentin with 15. One of the you finished with 12, but really big second half. Just 2 of those points coming in the first half, and you guys had built up 8-point lead and Newark ends up taking the lead, and then you guys pulled away at the end. Were you feeling a little nervous when Newark took that lead in the early fourth
not really,
quarter?
No, we just try to keep our composure at all times. Coach really tries to emphasize that, and we just got to get better with that over the season. We lose leads sometimes, and we just got to get more mature and be able to hold on to them.
So coming up next for you guys, it's you actually have a little time off. I think you have about 7 days.
Yeah.
And next Thursday night will be your next game. It'll be at Mid-Lakes.
It's Friday, right?
I think it got moved back to Thursday. Oh, no, you're right. It's
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah.
It got moved to Thursday, and then it got moved back to Friday. So that's next Friday. And then the following night, got to go to Penn Yan, and it's going to be an even early start. So that's kind of a tough turnaround. It's a 5:30 start. And then it'll be Waterloo at home, Pelmac at home, at Wayne on the February 6th, and we'll be at the Mid-Lakes game and the Wayne game, then at Geneva, then back here for your senior night. It's kind of hard to believe, right?
Yeah.
It's just really just 3 weeks away now against Penn Yan. You play your last regular season game on this court. Just kind of hard to believe how fast it's all going.
Yeah, no, it's surreal. I've been up here for 3 years now, and time's finally coming to an end. It's just weird.
Yeah, well, a lot of basketball to play, and hopefully you guys will be playing deep into February and March. You certainly got a chance to repeat as Class B champs as we get a look at here. That great find from Hunter, finding you back door. It was like whenever Newark and Mynderse gets together, you never know what to expect. It was a good ball game throughout. Coach Korzaneski getting on you guys a little bit there in the second half during those timeouts?
Yeah, for sure. He's really been trying to do that lately just because, 2 tough losses, and we're just trying to come off that and be able to compete still because we can't lose our heads.
Yeah, well, hey, congratulations. It was a really big win tonight. Right the ship after those two tough teams on the road at Canandaigua, double overtime loss, and then the Wayne game. Wayne very good. Great to bounce back with a win for you guys, and good luck rest of the way.
Thank you.
Always nice talking to you, Colin. As we'll get Mike Alessio back in here and wrap it up on the Dr. Rod Littlejohn Smiles with Style postgame show. So, Mike, let me run through the scoring here real quick for you. For Mynderse, Quentin Battle and Hunter Haas led the way with 15 points. Kellen Carraher, who you just heard from, 12 points, 10 of them in the second half. 8 points for Jesse Cabot, 6 points for Jake Robinson, 5 points for Darren Miller, and 2 for Devin Anderson. For Newark, 15 points from Logan Moynihan, 15 points from Jaden Peters, all those points I just mentioned on three-pointers. 5 for Moynihan, 5 for Peters, 14 for the big treat Taylor Clements. He also pulled down double-digit rebounds for a double-double. Marcel Green D'Souza with 7, Terry Anglin with 4, and Alex Caraballo with 1. Your final score, Mynderse 63, Newark 56. Mynderse improves to 11-2 on the season, 6-1 in the league. Newark falls to 4-8 overall, 3-4 in the league. And that will be their third straight loss. Mynderse snaps a 2-game losing streak. And, Mike, it was got a little scary for Mynderse midway through the second half, but they did pull it out and got a big home win. They sweep the season series against Newark for the first time in what has to be close to a decade. Yeah.
And you get back on the winning track. So it wasn't pretty, like you said, but let's, you put it behind you and you walk out with a W. There's games like that. I think still Newark's got to be happy with it. Great three-point shooting. Taylor played pretty solid. Had some did a great job rebounding. Had some nice soft touches. A couple layups they missed as well. Could have turned things around. When Mynderse opened it up to a 13-point lead, I think it was. They had a couple opportunities to bring it a little bit tighter. So. It could be a positive, although a loss. Could be some positives in it for Newark as well.
Yeah, Newark got some great contributions from Peters and Moynihan, and Clements was strong.
Yeah, Peters coming off the bench too.
Yeah. They had a kind of an odd starting lineup, something we hadn't seen yet. Still plenty of basketball to go here in the season. Got one final score update, and boy, what a big shot Drew Carnevale just hit for the Clyde Savannah Golden Eagles. 2 seconds left. Carnevale hits a 3 to give Clyde a 2-point win over East Rochester at home. So a lot of times we talk about these teams like Clyde or Mynderse or Wayne or Newark, and we kind of think we got them figured out. You never know in high school basketball what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and East
really
Rochester
don't.
really just gave Clyde a run for their money tonight. Don't have a final on that girls game, but we're pretty confident that the Mynderse girls did pick up the win at Newark tonight. And so Mike will be off the air now for a week other than the Upstate Hoops podcast on Sunday morning. We'll be back Friday night for a girls-boys doubleheader for Mid-Lakes. It's going to be a radio broadcast with a video replay probably during the day some point on Saturday. We'll announce the details on that. But once again, great working with you.
Thank you.
A lot of fun calling a game here at Arthur L. Baker. So once again, your final score here from Seneca Falls, Mynderse 63, Newark 56. And for our producer, Jason Hunt, who's a member of that 94 State Final Four team that we talked about earlier, wanted to make sure we give him a shout-out. And our producer, Jeremy Hunt, Mynderse Academy class of 1990. My broadcast partner, Mike Alessio. No state titles, but what year?
79.
Mynderse class of 1979, yeah. RIT Tigers.
RIT Tigers after that, that's correct.
I'm Jim Sinicropi.
Syracuse graduate.
95.
95, nice job, Jim.
Yep. So have a great evening, everybody, and we'll see you next time.